Rated M for Movies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Rated M for Movies podcast. My name is Matt. Today we got a spoiler talk for X-Men Apocalypse. I have my buddy Brad on. Brad, how you doing?
Good, Matt. Really excited to be here.
All right, that sounds good to me. So let's talk. First of all, how'd you like the movie? Did you like it?
I thought it was good.
You liked it a lot?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good, too. Right now, it has a 48 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, critics, I mean, they don't really ever like superhero movies. Besides, like, a couple.
You know, a lot of people were saying that it started out slow and that
then Quicksilver came on.
Until Quicksilver came on. Oh, my gosh. This is going to be a long one. But people were saying that it was slow because it built up the characters and stuff like that, but I don't really think so. I don't know what you think.
I mean, it started out pretty slow, but it wasn't like
it was
forever.
It was all interesting.
Yeah, it's not like I was never bored.
Yeah.
At any point in the movie.
Yeah, it was just because you know all the characters. You know, like, okay. I started to realize, like, through it, it's just, oh, well, this is just an origin story. I mean, they tried to do that in X-Men Origins. Remember that with, like, Cyclops and all that?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one. we're not here to talk about that.
And so they did that in X-Men Origins, and it was like, okay, like, you don't really care. It felt familiar, and I was like, okay, well, they're going to do this again, but I like this guy. You didn't really even know, like, I don't even remember who the actor was for Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman?
No. The Cyclops, who played Cyclops in Wolverine. You remember what I mean? When he was a kid?
No, I don't.
You don't remember that?
Who's Cyclops?
In X-Men Origins Wolverine.
The guy that shoots lasers at the end.
Yes.
That's Deadpool.
No. Cyclops was in that movie.
When?
when Wolverine's like wife or whatever has the whole like squad of X-Men up, and Cyclops is in there.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
whole
exactly. My point.
Listen, I try to erase that movie from my memory, man.
So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I like all the new characters and stuff too.
Yeah, I thought all the new kid versions of them all were pretty good.
Yeah, I like how they gave Cyclops I said this in my review, like they kind of build it up to where like he like towards the end especially he's like the leader of the X-Men at that point. Like pretty much, like you can see through the movie.
Mystique was more the.
Well, she was kind of like a mentor.
Well, yeah,
almost.
He was like kind of in charge. Yeah,
they have him like front and center in the end, and they kind of like like, oh, well, eventually once they get older, I'm sure they're probably gonna do a couple more movies with this whole squad of X-Men. That he's gonna actually be the leader, and it's gonna be freaking dope.
That's a really interesting point, actually. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. But in the whole visor and everything, that's just
that was really awesome. really cool.
All the costumes at the end that actually brought back like even Nightcrawler had
he was really funny.
Yeah, he was weird. He was almost like emo. Nightcrawler's character.
Yeah, with the blue hair.
He was like an emo German. It was strange.
I don't know if he was emo. I think he was just kind of weird. I think that was just his hair because he couldn't have it because he was blue all over. You know.
Yeah, it was in the 80s, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, he was funny though. I was surprised because in X-Men 2 they kind of made him. He was kind of serious, was he? I can't really remember. Was he funny in that one?
X-Men? He was kind of like a more tragic, or like a really tragic character.
Because I remember in the beginning,
like he was like really tortured and really like scared really of everyone at that point.
Yeah, and
because I think that's what he would have become if Mystique hadn't gotten him in this, rescued him from that cage.
Yeah,
like he would have become that scared, tragic.
Pretty
guy.
much.
Yeah.
Whose son was he? Remember the red guy and
Zazel.
Zazel, is he his son in the X-Men unit? Did they ever confirm that?
They don't mention it, but he's also Mystique's son.
Yeah, Mystique's kid too.
Yeah, they did not mention that.
I don't think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't really think that would make a lot of sense.
No, not at this point, because
I mean, all the different timelines, it's really all messed up.
It's just really, you never know. He could have come from the future.
Yeah,
you never really know, but that's funny. Yeah, I liked his character though. I thought he was funny. It was weird, his humor and everything.
Yeah.
Did you like Storm in the movie? Did you like her better than Halle Berry, the actress who played her?
she wasn't in it that much, really.
I mean, like for the beginning part, like everybody complained about Halle Berry. It seemed like that she didn't have the accent. I guess it's because Storm has an accent
she had
in the
the
comics.
accent in this.
She did have an
She
accent in
definitely
this.
did. I really didn't mind her. She was fine.
I didn't really know about like, because Halle Berry. I remember Connor said like one of her lines in like the beginning was just so like cheesy. It was so terrible.
Really?
It was in like X-Men 3 or something. It was just like everybody just hated her because apparently in the last two movies she just stopped with the accent too. She just like gave up on it.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, fuck it, we're not gonna do it anymore. And everybody was like, well, what the fuck, dude?
It's been a while since I've watched those movies all the way through.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've ever seen 3 all the way through. I probably have. It's been a while.
You're really
though.
not missing much.
It's my point. I've seen Wolverine
They're
a
like,
couple
hey,
times
we're gonna kill half the main cast in the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, Professor X. Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's dead.
Not the most important guy in the whole
Cyclops,
movie.
he's done. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Wolverine love story the whole time, you know.
That was really stupid. It was a really bad
God,
movie. Anyway, back to this movie.
Yeah, back to this movie. So Storm was all right. I thought Storm was okay too.
Yeah.
Jean Grey, I liked her a lot.
Yeah, she was really good.
I don't. Yeah, I liked her actress too.
Sophie Turner.
Turner. She's in what, Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I don't watch Game of Thrones. She's pretty good in that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, she plays a character I don't like that much in that, but I think she does a good job playing it.
okay, she's good at being some bitchy asshole, I guess.
Well, she was in the beginning. But anyway,
all right.
this is not the Game of Thrones podcast.
This is not. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones, so I couldn't really confirm that. Yeah. I guess I'm starting to wonder how they're going to take Jean Grey. If they're going to actually just make her good. Because remember in the first 3 movies, I know we keep going back to these, but it's kind of like a parallel timeline. So.
We can't just like ignore them.
Yeah.
Really.
Like,
anyway.
if they're going to go that way, where she becomes almost evil towards the end. She pretty much, I mean, I know X-Men 3, I think she does.
Yeah, that didn't really make sense.
It doesn't really make sense.
Well, I know she like has problems balancing good and evil in herself, and like
yeah,
you know, but she really just went off the rails.
Yeah, I mean this one they hint at it when she's like dreaming.
That she really can't control anything,
and she like senses like the apocalypse and everything, and like the walls are turning like different colors.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
That was just her psychic powers. Like, hey, something's not right here.
And then we see at the end she becomes like the Phoenix.
Well,
and
yeah, that was awesome. That was really, really, really cool.
She it seems like she has control under her powers at that point.
I think her parents' powers got like awakened at that moment.
Pretty much.
She got a lot better control over them.
So it's going to be interesting to see it because I guess it'll just escalate from here. Like, okay, she has like full control over her powers now, or almost full control.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
like,
Professor Xavier mentions it once. She is really like the most powerful mutant that has ever lived.
I mean, that's how she beat Apocalypse. Apocalypse was
she just
probably like I guess
him.
he's second most powerful at this point, but
yeah. Did you know what his power was? Like, what was his
turning
mutation?
things into sand?
But he also had like 100 other different mutant powers.
I feel like he could just do whatever.
He was just omnipotent.
He was
just
could do
God.
whatever
he wanted.
He was just God. But the main thing was he put people into a wall and like made them sand. You know.
I guess he can control sand or
He's
dirt.
like a sandbender from Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so Apocalypse is actually just a sandbender, and his 4 horsemen. What about his 4 horsemen? What did you like and did you not like, Brad? You like? Because I thought they didn't have I thought especially like Archangel and Psylocke, they're just kind of like thrown in there.
They were kind of just they did not have many lines. They just kind of showed up.
Yeah,
fought some people.
Left.
I
was kind of sad because
Psylocke just kind of walked off at the end. Like, I'm done.
Like, all right,
I'm done
fuck
here.
it. Yeah, I'll come back. We'll see. They haven't really decided what I'm gonna do yet.
They killed Archangel. He didn't last very long.
No, yeah, but like I was kind of disappointed because they didn't extend their characters like they did with the X-Men. Like, it'd be kind of cool to see like a villain side of it. Maybe they'll do like an extended cut like they did for
villain side of who?
Like the just like the general side of the villains.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Like more of a story to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, like Jean Grey and Cyclops, we all got like kind of a backstory for them, sort of, kind of. I mean, it was vague, but especially Cyclops. And then these guys is just like, all right, well, Archangel's in the beginning. He's like just in like the pit and everything or whatever. He's fighting with Nightcrawler. I guess they have beef or something. I don't know.
Well, they were forced to fight earlier.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I guess I'll take him because I beat him earlier. And
Yeah.
whooped his ass,
But I mean, it's a good way to introduce the characters. But it's just like when they go somewhere with one character and they don't go anywhere with the other one, it kind of feels like unbalanced to me. Like,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
maybe do like less of, I don't know, say like do like less of Nightcrawler, more of Archangel on one side, so then you have like more balanced characters and maybe
he apparently started to he lost it when he woke up, because in the past he had 4 of the most loyal followers ever. Like, they were dying just to protect him. All but one of them stuck by him. Left him. Only Archangel, who died, is the one that stuck by him. Magneto betrayed him. Psylocke just didn't care and walked away.
Yeah, I feel like Psylocke
and
just gave
Storm
up.
betrayed him.
Yeah. And Magneto, yeah, of course. Yeah. That's true. I never thought of it like that.
All of a sudden he sucks at
like
that.
Everybody else
he
would
sucked
just
at,
everybody else
finding
would just
good
protect
followers.
him. Yeah. They're so loyal to him. This one they're like, nah, fuck you, dude. You're just a dick. I want to live too. Cuz what would they do if he like took over the earth? There's no way.
Well, that was never going to happen. There's no way I thought that was going to happen in the
what
movies.
if scenario?
What if he took over the earth?
Yeah.
There'd be no more movies.
That'd be
no more money.
No more X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men Apocalypse 2. Be like a Mad Max sort of thing.
It'd just be him just sitting there in his throne.
You see Professor X driving cars. The sequel would actually be Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god. All right, so let's talk about Magneto too. Magneto, I liked his backstory.
Fucked up.
He's fucked up. And
that was really, really hard to watch.
That was a great in the forest when his wife and daughter.
Yeah, his daughter could control birds. Is that it?
I thought his daughter was going to be Scarlet Witch. Like I know that
maybe that was it because she had kind of psychic-y powers.
Yeah, and
that's really interesting.
As I thought that I saw a daughter, I'm like, oh shit, that's her. I figured they were going to do it differently from how Marvel Studios does it, like when they're brother and sister, and that's usually how it is in the comics.
She couldn't really control it, yeah, like Scarlet the Witch.
I don't know, like what her whole bird power was.
I think she just had psychic powers, and birds happened to be around.
Or she could control nature.
Because they were in the forest, because and there were a bunch of birds.
I don't know.
I thought that was cool what he did with the locket. Just it was like Guardians. Yeah. That was like Guardians of the Galaxy with the arrow when he crashes his ship and he just whistles.
That was cool. Yeah, yeah, that was brutal though. Like this movie for PG-13, really this movie did a lot of stuff. Considering next Wolverine's gonna be
we saw people get crushed by rocks in the beginning. They were just fucking squished.
Did somebody get decapitated at one point? I feel like somebody did.
Probably. Yeah, I think he decapitated him with some sand. Apocalypse.
Of course.
They were mugging Storm. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand his powers.
He really likes sand, unlike Anakin.
Yeah. It's so coarse.
But it's so coarse. Oh my god. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with Magneto now. Is he going to come back and be a villain? Like you said, I remember you said after the movie, he's like, yeah, well, he always comes back and be a villain again.
Yeah. The past 2 movies, he's like, oh, I'm leaving. I'm going to go be on my own. Yeah. And then he shows back up as a villain.
Oh, hey. It's like I know they do different villains.
Yeah.
In each movie, but Magneto's always present somehow.
Don't get me wrong. I really, really, really like Magneto.
So do I. I like Michael Fassbender and everybody. Yeah.
But it's every movie.
It's seriously. I mean,
he wasn't the main bad guy, and he
First Class it makes sense.
First Class it made sense
because it kind of showed his character evolve into the bad guy. Yeah.
And then he showed up and was the bad guy.
Days of Future Past,
and then he was the bad guy in this. I'm like,
and Days of Future Past, they already had what was that guy's name? Peter Dinklage's character.
Yeah. He
was the main bad guy, and they had the Sentinels and everything. And actually, Magneto is also a good guy if you think about it. Ian McKellen's character was also helping with them in the future timeline.
Well, yeah.
But
He eventually turned into a good guy, but that's like the kind of the new take they have on Magneto in these. Like, oh, he is a villain, but he's also a good person deep down. And Charles Xavier's constantly trying to get him to see what a good person he is.
Yeah.
And that's really cool, but then they kept having him do, like, oh, look what a bad guy he is. Right?
Yeah, and I feel like if they just did a movie about Apocalypse and actually, like, I didn't like Apocalypse's look either, but
he was a little weird looking.
It was weird. I'll talk about that later.
He had, like, weird, like, metal dreads. Did you notice them?
Yeah.
Like, sticking out of his head? I don't know what was going on there.
I don't know. But
why is he blue?
I don't.
There was no point for him to be blue. They did not explain the fact that he was blue at all.
I don't know. But I feel like if the next movie they do have a villain, maybe they can have like Magneto do like maybe keep him out of it a little bit. Focus on like the main five X-Men.
Or have him come back and be a good guy.
Or that
Just have him be a good guy the whole time.
I feel like it's always going to be conflicted though. I feel like.
I feel like he's going to be conflicted sometimes, but that was
in the end he's just going to be back to being a bad guy again. I feel like in the next movie then. Because they just go back and forth so much.
Well, they changed everything, when they went back in time. So maybe he can just be a good guy now.
I don't know.
I guess maybe Apocalypse was blue, like Mystique is blue. Like I guess it's just part of the mutation.
I don't know. I just saw his costume look so weird.
It did.
Especially like I know people like complain about like in the comics he's like huge and everything. But this one just looked like they actually looks like they put on just a suit on top of Oscar Isaac and painted him blue, and bam.
It really did look like that.
It just like I don't know. It just didn't look right to me. I don't know. Now I like Oscar Isaac as a character, and he was a really like
as an actor.
Did I say character?
Yeah.
Actor. Sorry. I liked him as an actor, and I liked the whole I liked how he was all menacing, and he was like, how do I put it? I don't know. He was just like an average villain, I guess.
I feel like every 2 to 3 minutes he found a new soapbox to get on top of, and he started shouting to the world.
Yeah.
He gave these really, really eloquent speeches to all of these people, and nobody was listening. Nobody cared.
You know, it'd be funny if Quicksilver sped over to him and gave him a megaphone. Like, here, you can just use this now.
Speaking of which, Quicksilver was amazing. He was really, really cool.
A Quicksilver scene in this movie is just
when he shows up.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good.
There's an explosion at one point in the movie, and everyone is going to die. The entire school is going to die, and that just happens to be the moment.
It just
when Quicksilver shows up
in.
And just without even thinking about it, gets everybody out of the school
except for
Cyclops' older brother.
Havoc. He didn't see it.
Yeah.
I thought Havoc was going to be alive and come at the end or something, but I guess he's just dead.
Yeah,
they could bring him back. I guess
he was a cool character. I really liked him.
I liked him too. I liked him in First Class a lot. So
yeah,
kind of like the pre-X-Men.
He was in Days of Future Past, very briefly.
Very briefly, yeah. This one he had more of a role. Same with Rose Byrne's character. She was in this one too, which is weird. I guess they love interest for Professor X for some reason. I don't know. Weird, but
he's trying to be happy, I guess.
I guess after all that,
trying to make
it
more happy than the other one, because the other one, because like they said in the movie, which is pretty funny, the third one's always the worst.
Yeah.
That was a good.
I saw that. I'm like, oh my god. That's amazing.
They were talking about Star Wars franchise, right?
Yeah, but they kind of hinted at X-Men: The Last Stand too.
Yeah,
with that, I was just like, oh my god, Bryan Singer is just throwing shade. Like he didn't even direct that one, and he just put that in there.
He said, that was a shitty movie.
Just a giant middle finger to that director. I don't even know who directed that one. Let me see. X-Men: The Last Stand.
That was the one problem I had with the movie. Like the whole time I was sitting there thinking, like, okay, it's supposed to have been 20 years since since Days of Future Past. No, since First Class, right?
Yeah.
Nobody looked 20 years older.
No. Not
even close. It looked like it had been about 5 years, not 20.
It was 20 years since Days of Future's Past?
Yeah, it was in 1963. It was during the Cuban Missile Crisis, so that was 1963.
Okay.
And this was in 1983 because they saw...
Jesus Christ, you're right.
They saw Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, they don't look that much older. I didn't
I
even
get
think it was that
Mystique
long.
wasn't supposed to age. They made a point to say that.
Well, she can just morph into somebody younger. Yeah.
Well, no, like her cells just don't age as fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
they said that in the first one. But
Huh.
Magneto, Professor X did not age. Havoc didn't really age. They made their hair longer, and they were like, "Look how old they are now." No, they don't look older.
Yeah, Magneto grow a little bit of a beard, you know.
Yeah.
This is how much facial hair can grow for 20 years.
It had not been 20 years.
I don't really, that doesn't really make any sense. So, I mean, it's not like they can get older actors.
And the other thing was like, Havoc was supposed to be a teenager, or like he was supposed to be a teenager in the first one. You tell me he was almost 40 in this movie? Did he look almost 40 to you?
No, not
And
at
he
all.
had a teenager brother 20 years later. His parents had kids 20 years apart.
X-Men timelines, man. They just
make
don't
any
make
sense, man.
sense. All right, The Last Stand was directed by Brett Ratner. And let's see what else he directed. He
Yeah, but he just
directed Tower Heist. Remember that movie?
I never actually went to go see that.
You never see that? That was a good movie, actually.
Yeah?
And the Hercules reboot. Oh boy, yeah, that's yeah.
This guy has not had many successes.
No, not Rush Hour 3. Okay, all right. Enough of that guy. Yeah, that movie was.
He really knows how to ruin a franchise, doesn't he?
Well, I think Bryan Singer was going to do it, and Superman Returns happened. Remember he directed that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did that happen? He didn't need to do that. He could have still had the old X-Men if Superman Returns didn't happen. Think about that.
Meanwhile, they didn't do anything with that movie.
Yeah, really. Superman Returns, it was a one-off.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh god, Wolverine. Wolverine, you know, the whole marketing thing with Wolverine being in the movie. Like, he was in that for like, what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
But it was an amazing, really,
It was
really
cool.
5 minutes.
It was weird, because when he popped out first, and he had this all the thing over his head, he had long hair and everything, I was like, what the
That's classic
fuck?
Wolverine, man.
I was just like so confused. I was like, oh, okay.
And then he just fucking murdered everybody. He just started fucking killing people.
Those were some of my like probably favorite Wolverine scenes, and it was like pretty much a cameo from him in that movie.
Yeah.
Because
he was in all three of these movies.
Yeah, he's been
in every X-Men movie.
Yeah, in some way, it had to put him in first class. I mean,
that was a funny scene.
Days of Future Past, he actually had a prominent role in everything, but this one it was just kind of like it was a little bit more of a cameo than First Class.
I thought that scene he had with Jean before he left was really cool.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because she's only like 20 years old as like an actress or something. She's not very old.
Yeah, so he turns like about that age.
And then Hugh Jackman's, I was like, oh shit, they had a whole thing in the first 3 movies.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing with him. He doesn't age either.
No, he doesn't age.
He's
like,
not
at all.
supposed to age.
He's like 200
so
years
it's
old.
fine. Yeah. He's really old. So
like,
it's
oh,
not
shit.
that weird because you kind of have to like, okay, at one point or another, like I'm immortal. I can't just write off everybody.
Yeah.
Because they're younger than me.
Pretty much. I mean, they kind of addressed the whole mortal thing in The Wolverine. That's a great movie, too. Mm-hmm. I'm curious of where they're going to go with Wolverine 3 now.
Apparently it's supposed to be R-rated.
It's going to be R-rated. I heard, what's that? Patrick Stewart's going to be in it. As like an older Professor X. Like, where are they going to go with the whole timeline now? Like, Wolverine's just off doing stuff now. And I guess it's going to be him, like, who he's going to start up. It's going to be like Caveman Wolverine. Just doing his own thing, I guess. I don't know. Or is it going to take place after The Wolverine?
I really don't know.
It's just...
Maybe it'll take place, like, after Days of Future Past. You
like
know,
the whole fixed future.
Like, when he wakes up.
Yeah.
In the future. Maybe it'll take place after that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Really cool.
Yeah, he wakes up and everything's pretty much fixed now.
Maybe besides, like, this one thing, this one guy.
And they have to take care of that.
They have to go decapitate him or something.
Yeah. That movie was such a mindfuck. Days of Future Past.
That was...
Because at the end, you're just like, okay, here's the whole,
yeah,
the
so
old
was his
cast.
body on autopilot for the past couple years? Past couple decades?
I don't know.
I really didn't understand.
It's just, I don't know. Have you seen The Road Cut? where they added Rogue into it.
No.
I haven't seen that either.
Why would they even do that?
I don't know. I don't.
She,
What can
it
she
worked
add to the
fine
story?
without her. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's cool to have like an extended cut,
It
but
was-
like
Yeah.
they added a whole nother character into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know. It's kind of. I feel like there's gonna be something like that for this movie. What was that one character? The Asian chick, with all the weird.
Psylocke.
No, the other girl. That was in the. She was an X-Men, but she dressed all like weird. You don't know who I mean.
Jubilee.
Jubilee.
No, I made that up. Jubilee is an X-Men, but she has the power of fireworks. I don't think that was her.
No, that was her. I think.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, she was in the movie, right?
It was the movie.
Jubilee.
I don't know. They didn't say who her name was. They didn't never said her name. Or they never said her X-Men name. They might have said her real name.
I
don't know her real name.
think she was. I think that was her. But apparently a lot of scenes got cut from that. And there was a lot of her stuff like in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I'm wondering if they're going to do that's what I'm saying, like a cut of that. The Jubilee cut. That'd be weird.
That'd be really, really
That'd be way too weird for it. Oh my gosh. So the ending was good too. I like the ending. How they killed Apocalypse and with the whole Jean Grey thing, everything.
Those Cyclops glasses.
The visor.
The visor was so
That was
cool.
awesome. And yeah, like I said, there was a lot of you could see a lot of
badass.
like yellow and blue. They're finally going towards that.
Uh-huh.
And that's just awesome. And what if they do
Man,
in the Wolverine? They get his yellow and black suit. Like, game over, man.
That'd be really cool.
I'm. I don't know what I would do. It's just.
You'd probably watch the movie.
I mean, I would go watch it a couple times if that happened, dude. Like, I mean, it sucks because it's only gonna be one movie with that suit.
Yeah, he said he's done after this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see? There was a deleted scene for the Wolverine, and they showed him like open a case and it had that suit.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. I didn't.
And it
saw
was
that.
just it was awesome. I don't know what they didn't put that in the movie, I guess, because they didn't want to see. I don't know why, but if they get it right and if they can actually do it, then it'd be awesome.
That's cool. It's really cool.
Dude, it was sick. And Cyclops' visor and I'm missing somebody. Oh, Storm. Storm was also part of the X-Men now, isn't she?
Yeah, she went back to the school.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, cause she was like a villain, and then I guess she turned over. But
Well, yeah, when she hit Apocalypse with the
Mhm.
lightning, so he couldn't get away.
yeah.
Because he was getting away in his magic bubble, his
Yeah.
Steven Universe bubble.
Yeah, he also teleports. That's another power he has.
Yeah, I don't.
He just
Powers are really confusing.
let's just give him whatever. Let's teleport everywhere, make people
Whatever
in
he
the
really
sand.
needs, it doesn't matter. He'll get out of it.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, yeah, it's all good. Okay, so any other comments, Brad, about the
No.
movie?
I really enjoyed it. I don't know why the critics hate it so much. Well, I know why, but I really enjoyed it.
I agree.
I thought it was really, really fun.
I think I'd say it's a little bit below Days of Futures Past. Would you agree
Yeah, I'd agree
about
with
that? Yeah.
But I thought it was a fun movie. Like I didn't
Oh, I
go in
loved it,
there
yeah.
expecting Citizen Kane. You know,
Yeah.
so they're expecting an X-Men movie, and that's what you got. And it
Yeah.
was fun.
It was better than I expected it would
I
be.
really enjoyed it.
I thought it was just gonna be. I thought it was gonna be bad, but
Yeah, well, that's what all the
Oh.
reviews were saying.
hey, man.
There are
I
a lot of
liked
people
it.
saying it's like mediocre. I thought it was.
It's like-
That was good.
Yeah, there was like Batman v Superman. I agree with.
That was just awful.
I mean, it was just boring.
It was boring, and they tried to fit like two amazing different storylines and smash them together. And they said,
Yeah.
"Here you go," and it was a pile of shit.
I mean, it was kind of like a similar formula, like build up, big fight, some small action scenes in between, and then this one's kind of similar, but
Yeah, build up big fight that lasted for 10 minutes.
this one, like the characters are actually cool and interesting and everything. That
Yeah.
one they followed like Lois Lane.
Well, the cool
doing.
thing about this with the final battle, like you got to see everyone throw everything they had at him.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and it was and then you got Jean Grey just doing her freaking Phoenix thing, and that was awesome.
that was a really cool scene.
Yeah, that was sick. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here, Brad. Thank you for being on.
Thank you a lot.
Yeah. Next week, guys,
I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah. Next week, I'll have a review for I think the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, we'll do that next week. All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you later.
Rated M for movies.